All right, buddy, I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chasetheheat. Look what I got here. I got a monster of the pod. Here is for my Facebook family. You look at that. Look at this. It's for the YouTube family. Just unreal. This, everybody, is a Big Red Mama. Now, the creator of the Big Red Mama is Troy Primo, but this, however, was grown by Randy Keaton, my good friend down in Tennessee. Now, guys, the Big Red Mama, let me tell you a little bit about this. Her mom and dad, the parents of the Big Red Mama, is a Nagamorich and a Douglas. All right. Now it's got supposedly a very crunchy kind of a citrusy, crunchy burst of heat. You kind of get in the back of your throat. They say that the heat on this pod is somewhere around 1,000,000 Scoville units, or a little north of that. So it's ghost pepper heat. But I'll tell you something. I'm going to stop for just a minute, you guys. I'm doing this live on Facebook, so I'm going to stop for just a minute and see if we can go live again and catch them. But you guys, what this pod is, has one of the most unique aromas I've ever smelled on a pod. This pod smells like grapefruit. It's very odd, you know. If all you guys watching turn on your smell-o-vision, it smells like grapefruit. Very firm. It's got a beautiful aroma, but a beautiful color also. It's huge. All right, I don't know what the weight is on this. I don't have a scale. Wish I did. Sorry for the trouble we had on the previous connection. We're having connection issues. But guys, Randy Keaton is a friend of mine, and he is a great grower. Last year, I've said this on several videos, but last year, of all the pods I ate all season long, wow, the knife is oily. Of all the pods I ate all season long, the hottest pods were grown by Dave Miner and then by Randy Keaton. This is an oily pod. I wish the camera, you know, it doesn't matter what camera. People say, oh, it's not 1080, it's 1080. But no matter what camera I've got, people are going to say, they're going to say that it's not good. But boy, I wish you could see do you guys see the shine inside this? It's so oily. Look at that, you guys. Super hot aroma. Now there's pretty decent size. Do you guys see this right here is the part right here? That's going to be the placenta. That's where the majority of the heat is. This is a relatively thin-walled pepper, but boy, the aroma is something. But very excited about this pot. It's huge, isn't it? It's a monster. All right, well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Appreciate it as always. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is JC. It's a big pod. It's 90 degrees here. All right, it's about 92 right now. It's getting hotter. Has a super hot Chinensi flavor. Kind of an earthy and fruity flavor going on at the same time. I've heard some people say it's sort of citrusy in nature. Not for me right now. It's just not. But good heat. It's slightly floral. And if you guys know me, and I know a lot of you, I'm not a fan of floral. But this wasn't like a mouthful of perfume floral, so it wasn't that bad. The flame, the burn is on my tongue. Sort of creeping back to my throat. I didn't bring any tissues to blow my nose or any water, so we're just going to deal with it. You know, what's funny? See, here's a funny thing. You know, there's no capsaicin in seeds if you eat them. But somehow if you get a seed stuck in your mouth and your teeth, it's coated with capsaicin, so it tends to burn whatever spot it's kind of hanging at. But I love that. I love food with a sense of humor, you know? You guys know what I mean by that? Peppers have a sense of humor, you know what I mean? They get the last laugh. That's what I mean by that. Eat a pepper. The next day, getting the last laugh. Beans. You eat beans, right? Beans get the last laugh, don't they? Come on. They really do. Asparagus. Asparagus gets the last laugh. I love a vegetable with a sense of humor. Heat-wise, the finish is great. It's just boy, you know what? Call me crazy. It almost has a ghost sort of flavor to this one, but super hot. The heat on this for me is like a 2. Yeah, like a 7 for not chili, I think. In that range. But somewhere like that. Now, you know what I've done? I want to tell you guys what I've done recently. Forever. I shouldn't say recently. Forever. I've always said I'm going to stop the video now. You guys hang out here. And we'll wrap it up here. And then someone said, why do you do that? And I was like, I don't really know. So I'll let the camera for YouTube go a little longer this time. We'll do some question and answer. We'll include that into the YouTube for any folks in my family on YouTube that wants to watch. All right, Dave Miner, good to see you, brother. Let's do some question and answer, all right? Yes, Ken Laura says that's a wicked pod. It sure was. It was wickedly pretty and wickedly hot. Nick Bard says, who made it? It was created by Troy Primo from Primo's Peppers, but grown by my friend Randy Keaton. It's a pepper verb. It's a pepper verb. Sorry. Oh, hey guys. What I just did recently, if you're friends with me on YouTube, and you're not friends with me on Facebook, you won't know this, but if you're friends with me on Facebook, go check out my feed or my page, whatever. But I've just come out with a 25th, 25,000 family Scoville member subscriber shirt. Simplistic, but it's very cool. I dig it. It's a good shirt, and I'm proud of it. It's like I said, it's very clean. There's nothing on the back. For those of you that are not friends, hang on just 1 second with me, guys. Give me just a flash. For those of you that are not, for those of you that are just watching on YouTube and you're not friends with me on Facebook, you haven't seen it, but it's very clean. It just has hashtag Scoville family. Here it's got this logo here, and above it says 25K. Pretty proud of it. So I will be releasing that. You know, it's for 25,000. I'm sorry about the connectivity problem I'm having here on Facebook. So people are like losing me and coming back and losing me and coming back, but they're coming back because we're a family and that's what we do. But let's do a few more questions here. I know, sorry Ken, round 3. You know, it's interesting because when I get this thing going, it's live on Facebook, but behind you I've got the camera going for YouTube. Now the final copy is going on YouTube, so when it clicks out, I kind of keep going and hope we connect or reconnect us, and that's kind of how it works. But the heat on this has kind of mellowed out a little bit. It's down to about a 1 for me. It's subsiding, but it had a nice burn. That it wasn't a violent burn. It kind of rose quickly. Kind of hung there for a little while and descended nicely, so it was a good burn. All right, so we're going to do some question answer. Jonathan Armstrong, 2-time cancer survivor. How about a huge Chase the Heat for Jonathan Armstrong? You know, first of all, thanks for being one, not just once, but twice, and that's awesome. You're an inspiration. But capsaicin and this being used a lot right now in cancer studies. I think there's something there. But Jonathan, thanks for watching, and guys, give him a shout out. It's pretty cool. Let's see. The connection is kind of a drag right now. Sorry about that. Does anybody have any last questions? If you do, let's go ahead and ask them. Boy, that pepper's hot, but it's mellowed out. It's definitely like down to a 1 for me. So if you're not used to peppers, it'd still be hanging around a 5. But the aftertaste, the finish, I shouldn't say aftertaste. You know, someone corrected me once. The aftertaste sounds bad. The finish sounds kind of good. Aftertaste is something you attribute to something bad, and allows the aftertaste. Finish is like, wow, I had a good finish. The finish is great. All right. Tim, I don't have any new hats coming out. I probably will make some more of the ones you saw in Chicago. So I will do that, but I haven't had any new ones yet. Very excited about the new shirt for 25,000 family members. That's pretty cool. John Hernandez says, any future Pepper X review coming? I don't know. I've talked to Ed personally several times, and we were together in New York and then Chicago, and he has assured me for some legal reasons for patenting and everything else or whatever he's doing. He's not ready to have it released yet. As soon as he does, he says I'm on his list of the first people to try it, so I will. Do I have the black capsaicin shirts? I do. Michelle Mathis, I do have some. I don't have a whole lot. Go to johnnyscoville.com. Unfortunately, I don't have any small or mediums left. I just have large and extra large. They run a little on the small side, if that matters. But I will renew it. I'll be loading up the store soon with some new stuff. And I have a few unique items that I may auction it because I can't really see assigning a value to it. But I have, do you guys remember, if you guys ever saw the shout out to Al from Al to Merle and Diana. You guys are awesome. Yeah, you know what? Merle and Diana, too amazing. From Hellfire Hot Sauce. If you go to Hellfire Hot Sauce right now and buy any sauces, go to the promotional code little section, type in Johnny, all caps, 40% discount. You can't beat that. 40%. It's 40%. But I will get some more shirts for the website. That's kind of what I got right now. Not sure about hats. Randy, good to see you. That pepper is delicious and hot. Probably like a 7 out of 10 for a non-chili head. Good flavor. Good finish. Very little floral. no bitter. Kind of like it. Scott Richardson, the pepper was a Big Red Mama, created by Troy Primo, grown by my friend Randy Keaton. How about selling some autographed shirts? Well, the problem, Michelle, with autographing them is they come from the manufacturer. So when somebody buys them, they come from the company. I've had a few people that have sent me shirts where I've signed them and sent them back. I will do that for somebody. I would say most of the ones I sold in New York and Chicago live, I signed them. And when it's a black shirt, I have a silver pen. It's waterproof. And when it's a white shirt, I have a black pen that's waterproof. So I certainly would do that for somebody. Brian, I've done tattoo logo. Hang on a second. Brandon Peters says tattoo logo. That would be kind of a cool logo to tattoo on myself somewhere. I've got a few tattoos. I have some space right here. I'm looking to fill up right here. Maybe I'll do a CTH tattoo there. Of course, I also have to do here, like all here. I've got, most of my arm is still available. But anyway, going back to what Brian said, he said I should do a goatee with 3 pitchforks. Many of my challenges do have 3. All the challenges have 2. One has 4. The one that has 4 was the skydiving Reaper challenge, which was pretty cool. Did that light go on already? Yeah, you know what? People always ask me about that light. It goes on like 7 my time. I have it on a timer, so I travel a lot. I'm going to the Philippines pretty soon, then New York, and do a bunch of traveling. So I'm not here. I want to give the appearance that somebody is. Light's on a timer. It does it for me. Jonathan Armstrong, got a lot of ink. I'll do it with you. Brandon says use my forearm tattoo as a logo. I was thinking about that. Right now, this is a logo currently. It's a 7-pot Primo with the devil's tail and the halo. That's been my logo lately. I was thinking about doing this because it looks like it says Johnny, and then typing like with a big fluffy letter Scoville behind it. So this in front and Scoville behind it. I was thinking about doing that. I don't know. If you got any graphic artists that are watching, you want to do something cool and do a mock-up of something you think I can go with. Here's the cool part. It's my company. I can do what I want. So if you guys have something I like, I will go with it. So those artistically inclined, go to chasetheheat@gmail.com and email me. But when the new shirts come out, I'm going to have a really cool contest where you buy a shirt, and I'm going to pick the top 5 people. You're going to take a picture and post it somewhere on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But you'll post a photo of you wearing a shirt. It doesn't matter if you're on like a roller coaster at Disneyland or in a restaurant or eating chili or at a wedding, jumping out of an airplane, because people will do that. Post a photo, and I'm going to have 5 different categories and different things you can win. David Nadrowski, the skydive was great. It was a lot of fun. The skydive was so much fun. You know what was cool about the skydive was, it was like 2 months before, there's my neighbor on a Vespa. Would you guys know that was a Vespa? Probably. Sounds like a Vespa. But anyway, about 2 months before the video, before I did the skydive, I was talking to Desiree on the phone. I said, you know what? Someone jump out of an airplane, some Reapers. She goes, really? I said, yeah. I said, book it tomorrow. She goes, really? I said, yeah. She was, for when? I told her. She said, give me 2 months. She was, okay. That's how fast it happened. Pretty cool. Yeah, you know, the 25,000 shirt's pretty cool. The count right now, Michelle, she asked, she said, what's the count at right now? I don't know. You guys want to know? Give me 1 second. I'll tell you what the count is as we speak. Dante LaRoque asked, is there anything that is so hot that actually gets to me? Right now, Michelle Mathis, we have 23,186 family members and growing. So 2 weeks or so will be there. Dante LaRoque says, is there anything that is so hot that actually gets to me? You know, everything gets to me. I don't think people believe this, but I can detect the heat of a green pepper, a bell pepper. From pepperoncinis, jalapenos, you name it. I can taste the smallest level of heat. I can tell it's there. It just is different to me than it is everybody else, you know. There's nothing that, it's not like it doesn't get to me. I think, you know, it's really funny. Before I started my channel, so many pepper channels are focused on acting like an idiot and barfing and drooling and jumping around like a fool. And I don't know, man. You know what? I'm not an attention. I almost said a bad word. I'm not an attention seeker. I'm a heat seeker. You know what I mean? I don't care about the. I mean, you know, here's the truth of it. I don't care about views. What I care about is the family growing. I don't care about views. I don't care about thumbs up. I don't care about thumbs down. What I care about is more people are eating chili today than they were yesterday. More people are chasing the heat now than they were before I started the channel. That's what matters to me. You know what I mean? Just me. 23,066, Jay says. I don't know, Jay. I think I'm seeing real time for YouTube says 23,186. Anywho. Jonathan Armstrong, skydiving's a great time, man. What a good buzz, huh? That's why it's funny. There's some people that talk about flat Earth. You guys hear about that? The flat earthers. You know why that's such a trip? Because we've known. When did you learn the Earth was round? When you were like kindergarten, preschool. See the moon. You knew the moon was round because you can see it out there. You know what I mean? So forever, our entire lives, we know that the Earth is round. Somebody's got to come out and say it's not. It'd be really cool and easy if it was some lunatic or some crazy person. But these are like, a lot of times they're respectable athletes and some people that you look at and go, flat? The reason I bring it up is when I was in Colorado, Mile High skydive. It's pretty awesome. You guys, a bunch of you have seen it. A lot of you have. If you haven't, you need to. It's kind of a cool video. But I jumped out of an airplane at 13,500 feet. Do you know at 13,500 feet? See, most of the time when you're in a plane at that altitude, your window is this big. It's this wide, right? You can't like stick your head out the window and look left and right and see the horizon. You're just seeing. That's all your vision is when you're in a plane. Get out of the plane at that altitude. You know, you'll see that one side of the Earth is there, one side is there, and the horizon is here. And you can see the curvature of the Earth even at 13,500 feet. So when I see people talk about that flat earthers, I'm like, part of me wants to believe they're just kind of playing. They aren't serious. You can't possibly be serious. Michael Smith, Peter. Michael Smith, Peter, remembers when there was only 60 or 70 of us. Yeah, man. It's pretty funny. You know, it's interesting. Nobody's more surprised by it than I am. I mean it. You know why? Because my whole life I've been this guy. You know what I mean? What you're watching and what I am, what I'm doing, my entire life, this is who I've been, what I've done, kind of how I am. I didn't become this persona for this channel. This is who I am. And anybody that knows me in real life and over time and personally, like Randy, Desiree, You know, all these guys have, you know, Larry Owens, who've known me personally for years and years, will tell you, yeah, it's just kind of Johnny. So for me to be like this my entire life, and all of a sudden now something cool to have happen, it's just kind of weird, you know. My whole life, Johnny Scoville hasn't been the most profitable or most successful endeavor I've ever attempted. And all of a sudden now, it is. I think the reason it is because of you guys, not me. That's what I mean by this. The whole Scoville squad, I think, is a much. It's a much greater reflection of you. It's the you know, the Scoville squad. I think it speaks more of you guys than it does of me. Just me. Paul, flat Earth eclipses are amazing. You know, when I was flying to Germany, Russia. No, Germany. Then on to Russia. But I was on the Germany flight about in 1995, a long time ago. I saw the most amazing thunderstorm. I was in a plane flying, and below was this brutal thunderstorm. And we're so high up, we couldn't hear it, couldn't see it. It was completely silent. But man, the lights and the light, you can see it trace, like you can just see it ripple across the sky, and pretty cool. Kind of amazing. I'm looking forward to the this trip to. Kind of excited about going to the Philippines shortly. The weird part is we're dealing with a very, very long flight. The first flight I'm going, well, actually I have like a couple. Fly to LA first, got like a little lame sort of layover there, not too long, a couple hours. And then I get on a flight, I go to Hong Kong, and that's like a 16-hour flight. You know, I'm of the opinion that nothing with a motor. Nothing with a motor. I don't care if it's got like wheels, a propeller, if it floats, if it rolls. I don't give a hoot what it is. You know, nothing should run for 16 hours straight without a break. You know what I mean? Nothing should. Not a car, no plane. So I'm a little bit, you know, I'm not concerned. Because it is what it is. It's not like this is the maiden voyage to Hong Kong. They do that flight every day. It's just my first time on it. But still, that's a long time to be sitting in like business in coach. So my whole goal, listen to my goal, what I'm going to do. For this trip, I'm going to try to figure out, I want to time it so that I'm wide awake when I get on the plane. Get on the plane, have a couple beers on the plane, and then fall asleep. And my goal is to sleep for like 8 hours, wake up, be just awake a little bit, just in time to land. So I gotta figure out how to do that. I'm sure there's probably some website saying if you're flying from Reno to Manila, what's your best approach? Here's the thing, you know, I haven't had jet lag in a long time. You know, I don't think, I'm of the opinion you can't get jet lag in the United States. You can't. I don't care if you go from one side of the country to the other. 3 hours does not jet lag make. But when I was, the last time I went to Russia, I was in Moscow. No, before I flew though, I was in Chicago, Rockford, flying to Moscow. And if you take a globe, like if you take a knitting needle and you stuck it through Rockford, right through the center of the earth, it pops out in Siberia where I was, or Moscow where I was. Similar thing with Reno in the Philippines. It's like a 10-hour time difference. 10-hour time difference is time that's you know, that's going to be some jet lag. It'll be interesting. Here's a good question, Tim. How do I decide what sauce to review? Good question, man. You know, it's interesting. The first two, I get approached all the time by people saying, "How do you start your channel? Give me advice, or whatever." I don't know. You know, look, I didn't have any mentor. Well, I had people I had looked up to, but nobody said, "This is how you do your channel. This is how you do videos." Kind of just wung it. You know what I mean? But the first 2 months, Tim, I bought every sauce and all the extracts and peppers and stuff I did as challenges for the first 2 months. Spent a lot of money on stuff, and then right as I was finishing the stuff that I had bought over the first 2 months, when I was finishing those reviews, people started contacting me. And now, you know, I get contacted every day by somebody, every day, by some company, salsa, hot sauce, pepper growers, hobbyists that want me to check their stuff out. You know, I love it. It's great. But they, the stuff that I want to review, that I'm interested in, I have them mailed to me. And right now, Tim, I've got about I would say 30 or 45 bottles of hot sauce in my house I've got to review. I've got several other products. I mean, but I've got like peppers on the way, peppers in the fridge, and it's like, what, you know, I never want, if I have like, for instance, right now I have like 6 products from Hellfire Hot Sauce. I won't do 2 reviews in a row, back-to-back reviews for the same company, because people get sick of seeing it. So you know, early on I had somebody that gave me some like 6 or 7 products, just different flavors, and I did reviews the same company for 5 days in a row. And by day 5, people were going, and they were getting sick of watching, you know. So I stopped. I know now to spread them out. So if somebody sends me multiple products, I'll do one now, and I'll wait a little while and do it again. So it's just, I don't have any, nothing etched in stone. I just kind of wing it. You know, Tim, since I started the channel, I've been winging it. No one really, like I said, no one really told me what to do. I just kind of, you know what I mean? Just kind of roll with it. Like, for instance, you want to hear something funny? When I first started my channel, I lived in Texas. So when I started my channel, I did all of my videos at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. 7 o'clock Texas time. That's where I lived. Well, I moved subsequently to Reno. When I got divorced, I moved to Reno. I didn't want to change online the different time zones, so I always say now I still do my video at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Now, instead of being 7 o'clock where it used to be when I lived in Texas, it's now 5 o'clock my time because I live in Reno. But I didn't want to say that online because I didn't want to confuse people. You know, people knew 7 o'clock, and I kind of stuck with that. Uncle Dougie's hot sauce. Paul, I've not. I love stuffed bell peppers, Jonathan Armstrong. Jay Savage, you met another Scoville Squad member the other day? How cool is that? Listen, in the grand scheme of things, we're ultra small. You know, I'm essentially an unknown. That's why what's happening now is sort of special and fun. You know? I remember when I had like less than 100 of us. That was fun. Now we're at 23,000. It blows me away. Do me a favor, Jay. Tell me the story. How did you bump into somebody and that was another Scoville Squad family member? David Nadrowski, I've tried White's pickled salsa. I've done a review on my channel of their medium. I have the hot still. Love it. Very unique. So unique. What a fresh, super unusual, unique salsa. If you guys haven't tried it, check out White's pickle salsa. Go to the video section of my of Chasetheheat, and you can type in White's, and you can see the review I did. But great salsa. What is the hottest sauce I've ever had? Boy, you know what? I should know that question on hand. I should have a fast answer because I get asked that occasionally. The hottest sauce that I've ever had, natural sauces are things like Io, Thor's Hammer, Deverandum, Exoresco, Swampadelic, Sling Blade, Fiery Fool, Fear This. Those are all really, really, really hot. So if you have any really, really hot sauces, those are a good starting point. You know, it brings up an interesting thing. You know what? Nobody take this the wrong way. Please, nobody take this the wrong way. But again, we do this all the time, and most of the people watching right now have been on for a long time. But every once in a while, and the person who just asked me what's the hottest sauce, don't be offended by this. I'm not picking on you. But every time I do a live feed, somebody will say, what's the hottest pepper you ever had? Or what's the hottest sauce have you ever had? And I don't want to ignore questions people ask, but I also don't want to, I know that Jay Savage has heard me say what the hottest sauce I've ever had 10 times. You know what I mean? You guys that have been listening to a long time, you've heard it before. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to deal with these questions and not be arrogant, because I'm not. I'm the most down-to-earth guy in the whole world. I promise you. But I want to how to field these questions so that it's copacetic for everybody. I don't want to ever come off like a jerk, because I don't want to be that way. Lucas says, what's the best ways to keep peppers fresh? It's okay to freeze them. You can make them last. You won't keep them fresh, but you'll make them last. When you do defrost them, they tend to be kind of mushy. Not so pleasant, but hot, and they still taste like the way the pod tastes when you froze it. The texture is very, very off. So, but when I like these are peppers I got from Randy Keaton from Keeley Farms. I got them a week ago, and they're still amazing shape. I keep them refrigerated. Just me. Okay, you guys. Guys, I love you a lot. I mean it. If there are no more Jacksonville, Florida. Cool, Jonathan. If there are no more questions, hey Jay, I didn't see the. Okay, John Scoville, there he is. I met Rob Shreve. Oh yeah, Rob Shreve is great. I met Rob in Chicago, and his niece or granddaughter. I think it was his granddaughter. Serenity, super cool people. They did a video with me. Serenity was so amazing. I had this thing in the Chicago Hot Sauce Festival. If you stop by the booth and bought a shirt, all you had to do was go somewhere at the event, buy a sauce, bring it back, and you could sit down with me and we would shoot a video together for my show. And you could star in the Chasetheheat video. And Rob was there, and Serenity came by, and she's 11. She's just the cutest little girl, just the sweetest little kid in the whole world. She walks up, and they both watch the show a bunch. And it's different. Rob's a grown man; he's my age, So he met me. He's like, "Hey, Johnny." But she got there. I don't think she ever met anybody that she maybe had seen on videos or TV before. So she looked at me. Her eyes were this big. I said, "Hi, Serenity." I shook her hand. She was and they bought a shirt, and I gave her a hat. I said, "Look, I signed it for her." I gave her the hat. They took off, and they came back, and she had got a bottle of sauce from Bravado, pineapple habanero. And she sat down, and we did a review, and it was just the coolest thing. I had Rob on my left, and I had Serenity on my right, and we each had our spoon. But she got the show. She got it. The girls, she's part of the Scoville squad. I kid you not. I said, "What do you think the flavor's like?" She said, "I like the flavor." I said, "What do you think the heat?" She said, 3 out of 10. And she just, you gotta be kidding me. Coolest thing in the world. Man, those young chili heads, man, those are the coolest. Some of you guys may have heard the story where I was in, let me just finish this 1 second. I don't know, Nick, if you can tell what number your number exactly is. I wish I could. Some people remember it. Desiree was 646. Some people remember it. Not that big a deal, dude. But listen, I was in Chicago, and some of you guys, I've told the story twice, so if you've heard it again, I'm sorry, but it was a cool story. This is why I do what I do. We're at the Hot Sauce Expo, and this guy and a woman come up to the table, and they've got a little kid in tow. Man, 2.5 years old, little dude, little guy. And they walk up, and they start talking. I said, "So what do you got here?" I said, "Well, they knew I was. I was like, good to meet you." And I had a couple of T-shirts and hats for sale, and I had some sample sauce from Sam and Oliver. I had Razorberry, what you guys now know as creamsicle. Let's see, I had one other sauce there, strawberry sauce. But the guy, the father puts his spoon out. I squirt some on a spoon. The mom does, and the little kid, the table was like this. He had to go like this with his hand so that I could read. His spoon would be above the table. And I looked at his dad. I said, "You may not, Reaper. You may not want your son to eat this. He went, whatever." I said, "He's a Chilean. Give it to him." He just dismissed me like I was some sort of punk. I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, he's fine. He's Chilean." So I squirted some in this kid's spoon, and man, I'll tell you what, I stopped. He wanted more. I filled his spoon up. He ate it. Looked at me. His eyes got big. He smiled, and they turned. They said they liked it, and they walked away. So that's the reason, you guys. That's the reason I do this. Let me see here real quick. Paula McDermott says she thinks, hang on a second, I think Paula McDermott asked, she says, are you getting sick? Not getting sick at all. I'm healthy as a horse. Paula, I haven't been sick. I've been sick twice in the last 7 years. So one of the benefits of having a high capsaicin intake is that it boosts your immunity system, your immune system. It's kind of a cool thing. Guys, we're just going to wrap this up. I'm going to stay on for just a few more minutes. I've been having these connectivity problems with Facebook, so I've lost people. I think this is the 4th time we've attempted to reconnect. So I'm just going to stay on for another couple minutes, and we're going to wrap it up and say goodnight. For those of you guys that are watching on YouTube, you haven't felt the frustration of the Facebook problem. For you guys that are on Facebook, hey, I'm sorry. I apologize for the connectivity problems we're having. If anybody has any last questions, let's rock and roll them right now. If you do, be more than happy to answer them for you. Hi, Nick. Hi, Tom. Steve. Hi, guys. All right. So I don't know why Paula thought I was sick. I'm not getting sick at all. Healthy as a horse. I don't think a sick cell can live in me. Got a lot of capsaicin in my system. All right, so I don't think we have any more questions. Please forgive me for the connectivity problems. It's kind of the way it is. I can't really control how that works, so I apologize about that. But you guys are awesome. Appreciate you watching. No last questions. Oh, hold on. Are you talking about the Portland show, Nick? Beer bong, a bottle of banging capsaicin. I don't know about that. Earl's Dougie. Yeah, Jay, I did a review of Earl's Dougie. It's a great sauce. I like the way all of Earl's sauces. I reviewed like 6 or 7 of his sauces. Good stuff. Alrighty, I think, guys, listen, I appreciate you guys hanging with me for so long. Sorry about the problem with the connectivity. We're going to wrap this up right now, at least on Facebook. Sticky, you guys came back. I'm going to hang with you for a little longer. Guys, right now, listen, go to the description box. Randy Keaton from Keatley Farms offers single flat rate boxes of assorted super hot peppers. And when I say super hot, I swear to you, I don't lie to you. I mean super hot. So click the box, get some of those. Click that pepper right there to become part of the Scoville Squad. Click the bell when you click that pepper. You'll be notified. You won't miss any of these. You stay right here. You won't miss any of these videos. Thank you for hanging out. I'm Johnny Scoville. This was Chasetheheat.